Hi, YouTube. Thank you so much for coming to my next live stream. I am really, really excited to be here, and my camera seems to be more freezy than usual. So hopefully, I don't freeze every 5 seconds, and you guys can actually watch the video enjoyably. So hopefully, it's okay. Rich says, "Hello, Heather. I made a live. Yay. Hi, Rich. Thank you for joining us. I hope your trumpet playing is going really, really well and that you're having some really fun shows." Lift Panic says, "Hi, Heather. Hi, Lift Panic. Thank you for joining us. I'm really happy you're here. I was just watching Amy yours stream with the Snark crew, and I'm sure they're still going now. So if you want to go watch theirs now or when we're done here, I encourage you to do that. It's all Beachbody related, of course, and it's really, really good content. So today I'm really excited to do another video on an MLM compensation plan with Netready, and I haven't done one of these in weeks and weeks, even though I said I was going to do all of the videos in their MLM compensation plan playlist. So this one is called the board plan, and it is a particularly sketchy plan, and he says it's sketchy. And I'm really excited to learn about it. I have a few other pages to open up and look at quickly while we're talking, and I'm really excited to learn more about this and then also go into the other compensation plan videos on this channel. So Gary says, "Hi, Heather. It all looks and sounds great." Okay, good. Thank you. Because I'm looking at myself on my computer screen and I'm freezing every 2 seconds. So I'm glad it's looking okay. So I'm going to share my screen for the video and then my other documents, and then we're going to get started. And this stream is probably going to be a little bit shorter because the video is only 6 minutes. So it's going to be not as long as my other streams have been. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Hi folks, and thank you for joining me again. This is the next chapter in our series on compensation plan and compensation structures. Please, before we get started, just remember to subscribe, ring that bell, comment like crazy on the video if you wouldn't mind. I just need to say to you that this particular compensation plan, we're going to be discussing the board compensation plan today. It's going to be controversial in terms of my opinions of it. So if you guys feel that I'm doing it a injustice, then please feel free to just comment, and we'll definitely respond to those comments.
I'm not trying to be too nitpicky, but this channel does not have good engagement at all for a channel with over 600 subscribers. And so he is being nice and being open to other opinions by saying, let me know if you disagree, but it is just a way to encourage engagement. And at least they do it in a way a little bit nicer than Ray does. Ray will say, let me know if you disagree with everything I'm saying and you think MLM's a pyramid scheme. So he's like goading people to engage with his channel. So at least this group is doing it in a bit of a nicer way.
So today we're going to be talking about the board compensation plan. And from my perspective, I find very few redeeming qualities with this plan. I don't like it. I don't recommend it to my clients. We have many clients coming to us asking us if we can implement it, and the system is capable of doing it. But for the most part, I either talk them out of it or I walk away from the projects completely. And I'll show you what my reasoning is. So
I do appreciate the honesty there. And I think it was the monoleg video that we did where he didn't really say what his opinions were until the very end. So at least here it's like a shorter video. He thinks it's a bad plan, so he recommends that you don't use this plan, but he's also giving you the information. Remember, you is the MLM CEO or the person who wants to start an MLM company. He's giving his clients the information that they need to make a well-informed decision about which kind of plan they want to implement. So I do appreciate that. But it is interesting how much he really dislikes this plan, even though I think it's very similar to other plans in the sense that you need to recruit in order to make any money at all. But we'll talk about that in a second.
Board plan, what happens is that everybody signs up 2 people. It's normally a 2x2. Sometimes they do it with a 3x3, but generally it's a 2x2 matrix. So I sign up 2 people. Each of those people sign up 2 people. And what happens is the board is then full. And what happens then is that once the board is full, I get given a new position at the head of a new board. And when let's say person B, the first person I recruited, signs up theirs and fills up their board, they follow me into that board, and so on and so forth. The same would happen with person C. They follow me into the board, and then as the board gets full, I would have a full board and I would cycle out again.
I have a question. I want to go back for a second. So when person A fills up their board and moves to the other board, do they have to sit there and wait for person B and C to come over too? So they need to also recruit 2 people and then they'll join, or can person A just recruit 2 new people who can also recruit 2 people? Does that make sense? So do these people have to move over with that person? Do you know what I mean? So 2 by 2 is what happens, LOL, right? It's exactly the same. It's the same kind of system, but you're just getting a cycle in a slightly different way. Yeah, I agree. Wonder why he dislikes us. Maybe there's too much money moving down the pyramid. Just kidding. Yeah, he's going to talk about it in a second, why he dislikes it, but like, so this is their version of cycling, right? So you get 2 people who get 2 people, then you cycle, right? And then in a binary plan, we know in Beachbody, you cycle when one complete leg of your downline gets a certain amount of PV points and then the other gets PV points. That's how you cycle there. And both of them are based on recruitment, because here you can't cycle if you don't have 2 people who recruit 2 people. And in Beachbody, you're not going to get any amount of significant money if you don't have big downlines on your left and your right leg. So it's pretty much the same thing in my opinion, but let's let him explain it.
I would have a full board and I would cycle out again. And traditionally what happens, there's every time you cycle out of the board, you get paid an amount of money. So each time a new board cycles, you get given a new position, you get paid money for getting that new position. Now, the guys try and give you all sorts of other commission elements within it. They'll give you commissions for the actual person who signed up, any purchases made or any customers of those people, and so on and so forth. But fundamentally, this is geared towards bringing people in. When you cycle, you get paid for it. Now, the problem is that you're not allowed to get paid for bringing people into an MLM business. That's illegal. So all over the world, it's illegal. So if you are now rewarding people for signing people up, then obviously you're falling foul of the law. And so in my opinion, this is one of the few compensation plans that I would say you really should stay away from. Where I've seen...
Okay, so he said it's illegal because you get paid for recruitment. And so in this case, you do get a bonus when you have 2 people who recruit 2 people. So you get a direct bonus. But we know in MLMs that these bonuses for recruiting are hidden. And so I'm going to go to Beachbody because that's the one I know the most about. I don't know if you guys can see this. Sorry if you can't, but I'll just read it out. I don't know if I can see it either. So we know when you get to 2, 5, 10, and 15 star diamond in Beachbody, you get something called the star diamond bonus, right? And you can only get to these positions in the pyramid by recruiting, right? And so let's look at 2-star diamond here. I hope you can see this. I can barely see it, but so you must be a diamond. So to be a diamond, you have to have a certain number of coaches. You must have at least 1 personally sponsored diamond on each leg. You must have a total of 2 PS diamonds, and then you have to have 12 other PS active coaches. So PS means personally sponsored. So to be able to have access to the star diamond rank, you need to meet all of these requirements, which are based on recruitment only. Now in Beachbody, it's not a direct bonus for recruiting individual people, but say you have access to your 2-star diamond bonus and you have 12 personally sponsored active coaches and it moves down to 11, you are no longer a 2-star diamond and you no longer have access to the 2-star diamond bonus anymore. So I just wanted to show this to show that it's exactly the same in Beachbody, because if one of your coaches drops, if one of them drops rank or quits here, you are not going to get paid. you are not going to get your bonus. So it's exactly the same, Richard Sletcher. It's exactly the same as binary, but in a binary compensation plan, I feel like they hide it a little bit better because there is not a direct bonus for recruiting an individual person, but you're not going to get any significant bonuses unless you recruit a crap ton of people. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree? I think Beachbody just hides it a little bit better, but it is generally the same process, in my opinion. Oh my goodness, I was on a little bit of a rant. Elker says, just catching up. Hi, thank you for coming. We're doing a Netready video on the board plan, and Richard Sletcher thinks it's a scam, even though it's exactly the same as all the other plans. So he's talking about how to apply the board plan. So I'm just going to move back a little bit. Okay, I don't know if that made a difference. Okay, we're going to press play.
Them applied quite well is when the concept is not actually based around selling product, but is much more based around donating money. So charities use this quite effectively. So you might have a situation where everybody's contributing $100. So you sign up your mates to work with the charity. They put $100 in each. Their people put in $100 each. When you cycle out, you get a small percentage of that. The lion's share of that will go to the charity. And tradition.
Richard, isn't that still illegal though? Because even if you are giving a portion of it to charity, you're still getting paid for cycling out, which in this case is directly related to recruiting. You get two people who also get two people. It doesn't matter if 80% of that's going to charity. You are still getting paid for that cycling action. Am I misunderstanding something? If you think I may be, let me know what you think he means in the chat or down below if you're watching the replay, because I don't really understand.
With those kind of businesses, the charity will say, okay, we're paying you X dollars. Let's say we're paying you $50 or we're giving you $100 back or whatever for getting other people to donate. But generally, they provide you with a mechanism to say, okay, well, I'm donating my commissions to this particular charity, and it allows you to push the money to the charity. So I have seen this board compensation plan work in that space. But the thing is,
which charities, Richard? Can we pick our own, or is it mandated by the MLM company itself? I would love to learn more about that.
Here, and it's the big thing, is that you cannot pay for recruits. It's illegal. So if I pay because you've recruited somebody, that's immediately a pyramid scam. It's one of the number one reasons or one of the number one identifiers for a pyramid scheme. And so you just can't do that. The second thing is that
they're all exactly the same. Beachbody just hides it better. They base it off of volume, which is impossible to get if you don't have a massive, massive downline. And you need to recruit in Beachbody to get any kind of financial gain at all. Even a minimal profit, you need to recruit a shit ton of people.
If you have a look at what kind of companies generally implement this, in my experience, it has been the number one compensation strategy for pyramid scams and Ponzi schemes. So
he said this is the number one strategy for pyramid scams and Ponzi schemes. I'm going to be petty. We're going to look up the definition of Ponzi schemes, and we're going to show that he doesn't know what he's talking about. And so I literally just typed in Ponzi scheme here, right? And we're going to read the first thing that popped up. A Ponzi scheme is a form of fraud that lures investors and pays profits to earlier investors with funds from more recent investors. My understanding of this, let's actually just Google it, versus pyramid scheme. One of them, pyramid scheme, involves recruiting. A Ponzi scheme does not. So a Ponzi scheme generally only requires investment in something from its victims with promised returns at a later date. Pyramid schemes, unlike Ponzi schemes, usually offer a victim the opportunity to make money by recruiting more people into the scam. So that doesn't make any sense for Ponzi schemes to use the board plan because, in my opinion, like, majority of Ponzi schemes are not going to require recruitment. And so why would they have a plan that requires recruitment for you to get paid? Does that make sense? I just get so frustrated when people who are well known in this industry don't seem to understand the difference between Ponzi and pyramid scheme, even though it's a very, very basic difference, in my opinion. And when I first started jumping into this topic, it took me like 3 minutes to Google what I just Googled with you guys here to understand the difference. And then I politely informed Ray Higdon on one of his videos that he was wrong about the definitions, and he was not very happy with that. Another little rant. So Lip Panic says, he always confuses me. Honestly, Heather, you interpret him better than maybe say than I can explain it. Is that what you mean? But anyway, yeah, thank you for saying I interpret him well. I think I learn well with this kind of delivery. I think I like his calm, relaxed demeanor, and I think he would be a pretty good teacher in real life. So I do wonder why he has to use his knowledge and intellect in this kind of field. Literally, as I was chatting, my husband just walked up in the snow and like stuck his face in the window, and it scared the crap out of me. So sorry if I made a weird face. All of a sudden, there was like a figure in my window.
Whenever I see these things, the first thing I have a look at is what's the product. 9 times out of 10, it's a scam. And so I would say that that's actually a terrible way to go, because you're just setting yourself up for failure in terms of the legalities. In terms of the laws, you've got to have a 30-70 split in a direct selling or multi-level marketing business, where 30% of your people are agents and 70% are customers. Now, I just need to clarify this. A customer is a person who has never at any point signed up as an agent and who's purchasing products purely because they want the products. Now, with a scenario like this, where you're just cycling people for signing up as IBOs, that 70-30 split just doesn't exist. And again, that's a big indicator of a illegal pyramid.
That's interesting, because I feel like when we hear people like Jesse Lee Ward, well-known people in Beachbody, talk about their customer sales, it's probably almost always focused on the purchases of their downline members. And I really question how many true actual customers, like he just explained, exist within these kinds of companies, and how easy it is to just defraud the system and pretend that you actually have true customers who aren't signed up as like a preferred customer or a coach in Beachbody. And there's no actual way to really verify that for each individual coach. And I've heard people, I think it was a CC Suarez video on Eric, what's his face? Eric Worre, where he said, all products are sold to customers within your organization. And so the customers, in my opinion, are the distributors themselves, and not just your average person on the street who wants to purchase MLM products. Okay, Elker says, I agree, he'd be a great teacher. Yeah, right? Like, I really like his calm demeanor, and I really, like, I work well in that kind of environment. Actually, no, the customers are the distributors, sorry, Lip Panic, are the customers. Yeah, I agree. And that's why MLM companies become MLM companies, because then they know they have a guaranteed customer force of people who are required to purchase their products in order to keep working for that MLM company. That's a great point, Live Panic.
So from my perspective, there's very few redeeming qualities in terms of this. You pay to recruit people. You've got an illegal pyramid scam on your hands. There's no 30-70 split. My opinion would be,
oh my gosh. And then also in the Snark Crew videos, we've seen like Cheryl and Amber talk about how they would make up fake accounts, customer accounts, to make it seem like they had more customers. And I think it was Cheryl who said that she signed up her dog, or like her uncle, who had no idea that they were actually signed up as a customer, and would just purchase things through that account. And so there's a lot of ways to get around that 30-70 split. And just because you have a rule like that doesn't actually mean anything, in my opinion.
And unless you've got a real fringe case, which this will work for, my opinion would be absolutely steer clear of this compensation plan. As I said in the beginning, you might be part of an organization where you think, wow, we're using this, it's really effective. We've got a 30-70 split. We're not paying for recruits. We're doing everything above board and legal. If that is the case, I would absolutely love to hear from you, because I spent almost the whole week researching companies that are using the board plan, and I didn't come across one personally that was doing had a legitimate business, if I can put it that way. But as I say, I could be wrong here. I'm happy to accept that, and I'd love to hear from you on that.
So he seems to be really open to different opinions from other people within the MLM industry, but I wonder if he's that open to learning from people who have different thoughts and opinions than he does around the MLM industry. I doubt that he would be that open to discussion from one of us who might spend some time reading through this plan and understanding the plan and actually going and saying, okay, well, this is no different than a binary compensation plan. This one is just directly rewards you for recruiting, and in binary, it kind of hides it a little bit better. So I like him overall. I think he has a nice suit in this video. He has a nice personality, but I just question his morals and his ethics in this case because he has to know that all plans are the same. So, like we did in my second compensation plan video, I wanted us to quickly go through an article about the plan so we can get a bit more context. Okay, it enables both business and individual growth through different boards within a single tree. A board plan is a hybrid option, usually combined with other compensation plans like matrix, binary, and monoline. Apparently, this is one of the most popular plans. The distributor or member who met or qualified certain criteria set by MLM companies will get a new position in the next board, which we already learned. A board is a new tree formed for those members who achieve that criteria. Multiple boards exist in a compensation tree for different criteria. Okay, so this is all the same thing. Okay, so how does it work? A board plan can be implemented with other plans, which we already learned. So it comes with multiple boards, like mentioned in the above section, and a board matrix plan. A board is nothing but a normal matrix cycle. So a company can choose 2x2 or 3x2, 3x4, etc. So there will be 2 business levels, 2 members in level 1 and 4 members in level 2, and in total there will be 7 members. I wonder how many boards each one person can make, because if you're at the top of your company like Jesse Lee Ward and you have a board plan, I feel like you would have like 6,000 boards. And I wonder, so would all of the people directly below you and all your boards, like right here, would they all be counted as your front line? And so then could it like start to look like what was it called? A uni-level plan, right? Where you have a massive front line with all the people that you personally recruited yourself. Does that make sense? Let me know. So the frontline member gets a new position on the new board. Thus, this member gets another sales opportunity with multiple re-entries. The frontline member who completes a matrix cycle gets an additional position, hence known as the recycling matrix. So wait, I thought I understood that. I thought I had something else to say, but I don't think I do in that case. They're promoting this idea of mentorship. That's a great point. So this one's like, in the other ones, I feel like the articles actually gave more clarity, but I feel like this one is not helping with clarity. And it did while I was reading it before, and now reading it in front of 8 people on the internet. I feel like I'm not more clear. What do you think? Oh, Elker said that could a board be interpreted as part of nearly any comp plan, right? I think it could, for sure. I think it could, yeah. I feel like all of these plans could just be like melded into other plans. Oh, I understand. So they're promoting the idea of mentorship through Apple working with Amway. Okay, sorry. I missed that first comment. Sorry about that. Okay. We're going to skip all this because it's confusing me, and I want to know how we get paid in this compensation plan. Compensations are highly demanding in the board plan, and distributors receive rewards for their efforts. So board completion bonus, a bonus received once the distributor completes one board or cycle and promotes to the next board. So remember, that's through recruiting 2 people who also recruit 2 people. A bonus received by the sponsor once the direct downlines complete a board and get a re-entry position on the same board. So you are going to receive a bonus when your direct downline, is it direct downline? direct downline recruits 2 people who also recruit 2 people. So in that case, you are also being compensated for the efforts of the people below you who are recruiting and helping you maintain your rank. Then you get a sponsor bonus received for adding a new member to the board plan tree. And then you get level bonuses, commissions received for filling new members to each level of the tree. The percentage of level commissions varies for each level. Distributors also receive level commissions for spillover downlines. Do you notice how there is no mention of product here or of sales? At least in the board plan, there is a focus on, not the board plan, sorry, the binary plan, there is a focus on sales. And that's one of the ways that you can make money. The Please, can you make a video on the Amway and Apple TV ad? You can send a link to the ad that you're thinking of to my YouTube email, and then I will watch it and see if I can make a video on it. But I would probably want to do like something else with the commercial. So there's like some other content there. So yeah, send me a link and then I'll see if I want to do some research and make a video. Thank you. Okay, so the advantages and benefits of a board plan. You maximize individual effort. Distributors get maximum effort as compensation on individual basis rather than a group. Active businesses become active because of the growth rate. Plan within a plan. The concept of splitting distributors into boards is a plan within a plan which nourish more benefits. I feel like the writing on this website is not very good for this plan. We used this website for the other plan that we did, but this one is not very good in my opinion. And it is a hybrid option, like Elker just said. You can combine different ones. Honestly, the matrix is one that I don't really understand, and I also don't really understand the stair-step breakaway plan, but I have a goal of doing all the videos on the Netready YouTube page compensation plan playlist. So it is my goal to actually understand those two and do a video on that. So are those all the screens I wanted to talk about? Yes, they are. So yeah, that's all I have. I hope you guys liked that video. I feel like the extra research did not really help in this case. It did not really create more clarity. However, it's clear that in this kind of plan, you only get paid when you cycle, so when you recruit, and then you also get paid when people in your downline cycle. So they get 2 people who also get 2 people. Then you get paid when you add new people to your tree. And so it's interesting how in this one, you are not getting, there's no mention of sales, and it's probably really focused heavily on recruitment. And I could venture to guess that there's very, very little sales training in this type of compensation plan. So, what do you guys think about that? I thought that was interesting. Rich says, well, scamming someone does not equal leadership. This always bugs me when the folks talk about mentorship and leadership. Yeah, this is not leadership. That's a great point. I think one of the viewers and I were chatting about this on a recent video, how not everyone is suited to leadership. And some people are born as natural leaders because they're very outgoing and personable. Others can develop leadership skills with practice, and others just aren't suited for leadership. And that's okay because we're all different. But I think MLM assumes that everyone can just magically become a brilliant, brilliant leader, even though we know that that's not realistic and that's not real life. So thank you for that point. Sorry. Thank you for sharing this info. You're welcome. And I hope it was interesting. And I really liked doing these little introductions for each of the plans. So I hope we all learned something new. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like this guy, but wish he was doing something better with his life. Yeah, I feel like that with a lot of these people, and especially the Beachbody coach who did that whole business activity tracker series on his channel, and I covered all those videos. It took me like 3 months. I like that guy. I think he seems like a good person, a good leader, and he actually cares about his coaches, it seems, but I wish he used his personable nature, his public speaking, his actual leadership skills, because I think that coach does have leadership skills. I wish he went into another field or another industry and used his skills to actually truly help people, because I feel like when you're that high up in the company or when you are an MLM CEO, you have to know that you are not helping people, and that majority of people in your downline or your company are losing money. My computer is freezing a lot. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's all I have today. It was definitely a bit of a shorter stream, but I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you, everyone, for commenting. Gary, Rich, Lift Panic, Elker. Thank you for all watching live and commenting. And thank you to anyone else who will watch live and or not watch live, who will watch later and comment or just like. I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to stream again on Sunday, I think. And I found a recent Savvy video on their corporate page that I want to talk about. I think it's really interesting. So let me know when you, not let me know, what am I saying? Join if you're able to, if you're free. And if not, you can watch the replay. I would greatly appreciate that. Elker says, just imagine if all the leaders would truly want to help people and go into education, right? Or like nursing or social work or mental health counseling, addictions counseling. Yeah, Elker just said, or healthcare. That's a fantastic point. Yeah, or healthcare. There's so many actual true helping professionals out there. So that's all I have for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And if you're free, I will see you Sunday. And yes, Rich, please send me an email with a link to your latest gig. I would love that. Thank you. Bye.